Max, you're commentating?
Remember, Max, you're not the sexy old man. You gotta say, "Oh, I'm the new sexy young man."
When I miss, make me so good, okay? Relax, sucker.
Oh my God, he
Don't make
barely
me look-
missed.
Don't make me look bad.
He barely missed. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
believe it. He's never missed that ball in his
That's what I'm
life.
talking about. Let's go.
I thought you want more action. You want me to tell you how terrible you are?
I'm gonna show you how to roll on balls.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Is it live?
Yeah, it's hard work. You got two quarters? Start at two. Let's go to nine.
This is all balls on the front. After you shoot. After you shoot. Just because you shoot.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to another action challenge match at Karam Cafe. Basdeo Sookhai, also known as Snoop Dogg, to break, playing against Rob Solano. This is an 11-9 race. Rob is going to be going to 11, Snoop going to 9. And this is Max Watanabe doing commentary while the old man is trying to learn how to play pool on the next table over. Snoop Dogg with the ball down on the break. He's got a nice shot here on the 1. Wow. Can't believe that ball hung up. He hit it pretty good. It looks like the ball was wobbling, about to fall for a moment, but it did not drop. Fortunately, it looks like Rob doesn't have much of the ball. Oh, he was able to play off of the point and pocket the ball, but no reward as far as position goes. He'll be looking to kick here, calling the bottom right corner. He's going to kick with a little bit of speed here. He's trying to get some separation from the balls. Snoop is eyeing up his options here. It does look like the 4 does have a half of a pocket to go by the 10, but he may be electing for a safety. That's what he's looking at. And he was able to get safe here. Rob once again will be going to the kick. Looks like that one rail kick to the end rail is actually blocked by the 8, so he's going and grabbing his jump cue. This choice, he's got a chance to actually pocket the ball or potentially get some separation if he gets a full hit on this. Wow. He was able to put down the 4, but unfortunately for him, cue ball off the table. And with the 6-9 as it lays on the right-hand side, getting position on it was going to be just a little bit funny, so Snoop is electing to try to play the combination on the 5-10. And it wobbles home. So Snoop taking the 1-0 lead here. Snoop did have a nice break in the first rack. Was able to put down a ball and had shape on the 1. He'll be looking to replicate something similar to that. Didn't quite get the action on the balls that he was looking for. All of the balls tied up here in this rack. All of them on the end of the table as we see it. So a lot of congestion. That being said, as he kicks here, if he does make contact, he's got a good chance to get safe. And he does. Because all of the balls were down here, there was just going to be a very good opportunity to get safe. That's why he was able to kick with that slower speed and still end up not leaving a shot. Rob called the other side pocket, so Snoop will be at the table with his choice. He can either shoot or pass it back. Looks like the safe is too easy here. He's going to have to try this. a lot of balls to hide behind, so not able to connect on the kick. Giving up ball in hand once again to Snoop. No combination this time. He's going to be forced to shoot it here. Try to get position on the 3 ball. He was hoping to get a little bit flatter on the 3 ball where he can shoot it and stay on the left side of the table, but in fact, he had so much angle he decided he didn't even want to go for it. Elected to try to play safe. Does look like he left a bit of the 3 ball though. And Rob has actually called the 4 ball, so looks like it's going to be a carom. You've got to make a choice here, though, if you're going to go all out for this carom and try to hold for position, or if you're trying to play the 3 a little safe and well, he went for it. Not able to put it down. But tough spot to be in with the cue ball down on the end rail. It's hard to maneuver off of this because of that. Luckily for him, the 4 is hanging in the pocket, so should he put this 3 ball down, it's very likely he's going to have a position. But Snoop is a very smart, conservative player. He's going to make sure that he doesn't give anything easy up. That shot was going to be a little bit of a flyer. Instead, opting for relatively easy safety. So far, he's had the clamps on Rob a little bit. Once again, earning himself another opportunity at the table with the balls fairly open. Slightly hampered by the 6 here, but considering you don't have to do much with the cue ball, shouldn't be too much of a problem. And as I say that, was too much of a problem. Rob now very happy to come back to the table with a shot. He's a little unhappy there. Seems like he might be partially hooked on this 4. Not only giving up ball in hand, but also opening up the 8-10. The 8 did have some pockets to go in, but now it is wide open. No balls near each other. And ball in hand. So another golden opportunity in game number 2 for Snoop. You want to try to get center table here for position on the 5 ball. Anywhere in that general area is going to be fine. If you have a little angle or you're fairly straight, you're still going to have a good chance. And then from here, you have same option. You can either go back to the center of the table or try to lay below the 10, which is what he went for. Looking to get very close to straight on this 7 ball. The reason being that the 8 is in good line to pocket from right there. So if he's able to stop his cue ball, have just about an ideal shot on the 8. He wanted to get a little closer, which I don't blame him. Either way, same angle. Ooh. A little bit punchy on that shot. Not quite as smooth as he was hoping. And with these tighter pockets, if you catch the ball like that, it will hang up. Rob was very excited. He jumped out of his chair at the opportunity. Score tied up now, 1-1. For a moment, it seemed like Snoop had the clamps down on Rob and was in control for both racks. But one missed ball, and all of a sudden we're tied up, and Rob is breaking. Ball down. He does have a look at the 1, but cue ball frozen on the top rail is going to make it very difficult. No trouble at all. Very nice shot. Friendly little rub on the 3. Does look like he's going to pop the cue ball over to... Oh. I thought he was going to play the cue ball over to the left side of the 3 as we see it. Instead, he opted to try to hold the cue ball. Ended up missing the ball. Sometimes when you have a situation like that where you can try to play the cue ball on one side or the other, sometimes the best option is to go for the one that gives you the most confident stroke. And I think sending the cue ball to the left side of the 3 with a little bit of a firmer stroke was going to give him a little better chance of putting it down. Brief exchange on the 2, and Rob's back at the table with position on the 3. He's going to navigate these balls here. Doesn't want to bump into the 10 or the 5. Yeah, he's a little upset with himself. He knew that was a great opportunity to try to steal this game away. Snoop with a very intelligent shot. He could only see a portion of the 3 and went for a double bank, played his cue ball for position behind the 4, leaving Rob in a very tough spot. He's eyeing it up as if he's got a little bit of a gap, but from my vantage point, it does not look like he has that available. To the air. And off the table. Once again, ball in hand for Snoop. Now the 4 is hanging over the corner pocket, so position would be fairly easy, but he's looking to see if there's an opportunity for him to try to 3 foul. He's trying to play to his strengths, which are safeties and playing with a very good touch on the cue ball. So he's looking to see if he can roll up on the 10, freeze on there, and get ball in hand once again. Well, not quite frozen on the 10, but it does look like he cut off both side rails. Oh, Rob is eyeing up this right side rail as if he's got it. Yeah, it does look like he had cut it off. I think you either have to go for this 2-rail kick that he's looking at, short rail, long rail. On a kick like this, ideally, you'd actually like to go to the 3rd rail right behind the 3 and try to kick the 3 up table, bank it to the right side rail, and then in between the 5-6. But most importantly, you just want to make contact on the 3, not give up ball in hand again. And just like I said, he caught the 3 exactly where he wanted, but maybe just a little bit harder would have been able to get the 3 behind the 6. As it is, he did not leave an easy shot or an easy situation for Snoop. And he was also able to get off of a foul here, so. It was a nice shot by Snoop. A little bit unfortunate to leave sight of the 3 here with his control of the cue ball, trying to put it behind the 10 and trying to send the 3 down table. You could color him a little unfortunate. But Rob missing the shot, leaving a straight in hanger of a shot on the 3 for Snoop. 4 is right there as well. But getting position on the 5 is going to be the most important part. The 5 does not pass that 8 ball in the lower left. It does pass to the lower right corner. However, the 9-6 is a bit in the way. So he may be trying to shoot the 5 in one of the side pockets. Right, he was looking at playing in the side, as I said. Got down for a relatively good shot here on the 5. Now the cue ball will be traveling up table. Does not look like he has enough to hold this. So he may be forced to go into that end rail and then back closer to the 6. Rob once again excited to get back to the table, but he's got a nice shot on the 5. He's got to make sure he can get to the left side of the table for the 6, which he just got there. He's got a lot of options here. The 9 has 5 pockets it goes in, so however he feels most comfortable. The players are still trying to settle in here a bit. He ended up killing the ball when he was trying to get a little more action there. And as I said, the 9 has 5 pockets. The one pocket it didn't have is the low right, which would have been the most convenient where he landed. So he's looking at the bottom left now. Very tough shot. And you may be gambling the game if you shoot this shot and miss it. But who am I kidding? Drilled it. It's a bit thin here on this 10 ball, but he is still calling the cut here. Hit it nicely to take the lead. 2-1. Let's see if Snoop is able to recreate his first break. Not able to put a ball down. Rob, a little bit quick there to shoot that shot. Still looking to settle in a bit on this match. Oh, Snoop was trying to really bury him here. Get that cue ball, even sneak it in between the rail and the 9, but caught the point. It's a tough situation, tough shot. Very close to this 3 ball. It is not frozen to the 3, so he's going to have to be shooting away from it in order to make a good hit here. And he did make a good hit. Did get a rail. I did not think he had a piece of that 3, but he did. Rob is now looking at what he can possibly do. The 3-4 is tied up. Does not look like the 3 has any pockets available to it. Once again, a little quick on the trigger there. Was hoping to draw and get behind the 8 ball there, but was not able to do that. And with the style of both of these players, what we're seeing in this early part of this rack is exactly what the battle is going to be. Snoop is going to be trying to play a very defensive, controlled game, trying to win the shots and give himself some easy opportunities to try to win some games. And Rob is a much more wide open player who really wants to run out whenever he gets the opportunity. So, in that situation, Snoop had won the shot after a little defensive battle. Had a nice straight in shot on the three, but unfortunately he hung it up, and Rob is off to the races.
Does she have any
Nice shot there. He's maybe a hair further away than he would have liked, but it's about as good as he could have done from where he was. Another nice shot. Looks like he's going to be killing this ball here. You got to be careful on that shot when you're killing the ball. As you can see, or if you saw while he pocketed it, it did hit it. It did hit the pocket on the full side. It did actually graze the long rail as it went in, and that tends to happen when you shoot cut shots with slow speed. You get what's called throw, and you very often will undercut the shot, even if you aimed it correctly. Another dry break here. And there is a shot here on the one, however, Snoop is going to be elevated over this 4-7. So tough cueing. Players are just waiting for the next table over to shoot. Very nice shot, especially considering the position elevated over those balls, as I mentioned. And now it does look like he has the angle where the cue ball will be going into that 9 ball. So the question is he going to go in with a little bit of speed, or is he going to try to roll into them? Did a little bit of an in-between. The issue with rolling into that 9 ball is there's a tendency for that 9 and 5 to clump together and potentially tie it up for later in the rack. And if you blast those balls, sometimes the cue ball goes elsewhere. So he hit it right in the middle, ended up with a pretty good result. The 5 still has open pockets, and he was able to hold for a shot. This may be the last tough shot he's got to make if he's able to put it down and get reasonably straight on this 6. Nice shot. From my viewpoint, it does look like he's going to have to travel a bit with this cue ball. He's looking to see if he can hold it right there, right about a diamond below that side pocket. But from my viewpoint, it looks like he's going to have to go into the bottom rail. I would play this into the long rail and then into the short rail, 2 rails, and back up about where the spot was. And he rolled it, he was able to hold it. I don't like this as much just because you're going to be on the rail. But very nice execution. He may be dead straight on this ball, or just a slight angle. And when playing 9-ball or 10-ball, maintaining an angle on your shot is generally very important. If you need to travel for position on the next ball, you generally want to have an angle. And he was very straight on that 8. As you can see, he tried to cheat it a little bit, try to get his cue ball to move. But fortunately for Snoop, after the 8 was missed and left right in front of the pocket, Rob misses it right back at him, getting Snoop back to the table with a hanger, shot on the 8. He wanted to get up a little bit further than that. This is still very doable, but he would have loved to have been dead straight on the 9 where he could just stop it. So as I mentioned before about maintaining an angle on your shots, the only time when you want to be straight in is when if you can stop the ball right there, it lends itself to position. So in that situation, if he was straight in on the 9, he could have stopped and been right there for the 10. Apologies, folks. I actually missed a score earlier. The score is actually 3-2 in favor of Rob. It's my error. Players are keeping score with coins on the table there. Snoop with a very easy start to the rack. The 1 hanging over the pocket, 2 hanging over this pocket. But here's where the work starts. Trying to maintain an angle on this 3 to get up table for the 4, which is all the way up table. Looks like he may have held below the 3 where he's got a natural angle. He wants the cue ball to be just about a foot to the right of where the 8 is. And he almost got onto the rail there. Cue ball just held up in time, so. Now the 6 is already, is all the way down table here again, so he's got to get another angle on the 5 to drift down table. He's trying to decide if he wants to shoot the 5 in the side or the corner. That may be a hair of indecision on his part. I don't think Snoop would have missed that shot under regular circumstances, but maybe thinking a bit too much about his cue ball on the 5.
Before the chest.
Now from here, you want to be center table for the 7 ball. I think ideally you'd like to be to the left of straight in, as we see it. But anywhere in that general area, you should have a pretty good opportunity. The only reason I say you want to be to the left of it is you don't want the cue ball to have to deal with the 9 ball. If you were on the right side, then the cue ball would drift towards the 9. Looks like he's got perfect angle here. The 9 is available in both corner pockets, so whichever side you'd like to come down is fine. It's going to go into the end rail and back up. Chose the left side. Nice shot. Nice out. So another situation where Snoop was at the table with the balls wide open, had a chance to get out, and an unfortunate miss brought Rob back, and he's able to capitalize. Rob now taking a 4-2 lead. And Rob has been struggling a bit with the break. I don't think he's put a ball down yet on any of his breaks. I believe Snoop only did on that first break of the set. But it was a nice break in the sense that balls are all spread out. There's a nice shot here on the 1. Fortunately for Rob, he did break dry, so Snoop is trying to take advantage of that. You do have to be careful of the 7 ball here, because if you were to just stop right here, you would be behind the 7. So Snoop elected to go forward to stay to the left of the 7. The other option would be to draw back a bit and try to stay to the right. He played the little bit more of a conservative approach. But by doing so, he left himself further on the 3, and that's where the miss creeped in. Snoop would be very happy to get back to the table after missing that ball and leaving the shot that he did. Very long shot on this 4 ball, which makes holding for the 5 a little bit more difficult. You have to put a little bit of pace on this. You don't really want to hit it hard, but you have to put a good stroke on it. And from distance, that does introduce some misses sometimes. Not in this case. Once again, he's got the choice. Either try to roll forward and stay to the right of the 6, try to draw to the left of the 7. And looks like he did not get enough draw on that. He is hooked fully behind the 7. Pulls out the jump cue. Snoop, one of the better jumpers in the area in the amateur field. Was not able to put the 6 down, but did not leave an easy shot here. In situations like this, you generally have 2 choices. Either try to play thin off of the ball and bring the cue ball back down below these balls, or the other option is sometimes to hit the ball more full and try to bank the 6 down behind one of these balls. He elected to try to play the thin, but just caught the point of the side pocket. Very unfortunate roll there for Rob. This is a touchy position here, shooting into the side pocket. You want to try to draw and avoid this 10 ball. He did avoid the 10. He did not avoid the 9. But it looks like he may be fortunate enough to have a shot on the 8, past the 10. He's looking at it now. I think he's got pretty good sized pocket here. The 10 might be impeding a bit, but he's definitely got at least a half a pocket, maybe a little more. And you don't really have to do much with the cue ball. If you're able to just put the 8 down and stay in that general area, you should be alright. Well, he went all the way up to play for the 9 on the side, which was a nice shot. I like that. And sometimes Snoop has the tendency to play a little bit of a more conservative position at times. And when he is a little bit more aggressive, sometimes it ends up working out well for him, as it did on that shot from the 8 to the 9. Nice shot. A 4-3 scoreline now in favor of Rob Solano. This is an 11 to 9 race. Rob going to 11, Snoop going to 9. This is Max Watanabe in the commentary booth. Both players still struggling to get a ball down on the break. A little bit of a testy shot on this one ball into the side if he's going to attempt it. Puts it down nicely. Now I think the correct play here is to play rail first off of the long rail. Just like that. Guarantees that you're not going to run into the 3 ball unless you catch it very, very thin. He's tapping his chalk. He was hoping to get dead straight on the 4. Just did not get into the cue ball enough on that last shot. Dead straight would have been very nice. But he was able to roll and kill his cue ball very nicely. Well, as you can see, sometimes one missed position kind of throws off the entire pattern. You know, he wanted to be straight in on the 4. If he was, he could have been a little straighter on the 5 and able to hold for the 6 a little better. Just a few inches out of line on each shot, and all of a sudden now he's in a much tougher spot here on the 6. He went aggressive, trying to shoot his way out of it. I don't blame him. And with the balls wide open, there wasn't a great safety opportunity. But as it is, he left a nice shot here for Snoop. Cue ball is naturally going over to the right side of the table. You just have to make sure you don't scratch in the side. And truthfully, he overcut that 6 ball badly. Had he pocketed it, the cue ball would have not scratched. He would have had enough draw to go beyond the side pocket. So now, which pocket does he play the 9 in? Is he going to try to get above it and shoot it in the same pocket? It looks like he was trying to play it for the lower right corner. But he kind of got 50-yard line between that and the side pocket. Both shots here, side and corner, seem to be equally tough. He's calling the side. He changed his mind a few times, but he settled back into shooting in the side. Can't say I blame him for shooting the side over the corner. He knew that if he missed it, the 9 would at least be going up table and likely leaving at least some distance, even if he did leave a shot. And Snoop does have a shot, but because of the distance, this is not an easy one. Played it very nicely. Was able to put it down. It does look like he has a very, very, very thin cut on this 10 ball. Fortunately for him, he is right-handed, so he can reach this very well. But I'm not sure if he's going to be shooting it or not. He is calling it, so... Wow, he actually overcut that. And the cue ball was rolling right into perfect position for Rob, so he concedes the game. That's going to be a 5-3 lead now for Rob. But he did change his spot that he broke from. He was breaking from a little further off to the side before and opted for right on the center spot. I do like the fact that he tried to change something. Wasn't getting a ball down before. Still didn't this time, but you got to try to make some kind of adjustment. Snoop just called the 10 ball, into the bottom right corner. So he is going to be shooting the one into the 10, but he did take a look at that 6-4. The cue ball is going to be going right over there. He is going to be trying to get the cue ball behind those balls some way. If he can hold it or if he can bump into those two balls. He was not able to get behind the 6-4, but looks like the 7 has come to his aid a little bit. Oh, Robert. Robert jumped up. He thought that was a scratch. I did too. When it came off of the rail, it looked like it was going to scratch, but these are tight pockets, so on a bigger pocket table, that probably would have fell in. Now, I don't believe that this 4 ball has the corner pocket. So this looks to be a safety going off the left side of the 4 here. Caught that ball way too full. Didn't leave a shot, but he was hoping to get hooked behind the 6. Rob trying to float the cue ball below the 5-10. Not able to get there. But the 5-10 is tied up. So shooting at this 4 ball may not be a good choice. Unless he's able to open the 5-10 up. Now that is not what he wanted to do. It looks like he's broken up the 5-10 and left a shot on the 4. The only thing going for Snoop here is that the cue ball is going away from the 5, so much so that Rob decided to play safe, which was a nice choice. He did have a shot there, but he knew that getting position was going to be a little difficult, so he opted to play safe and did it very well. Five, 4 in favor of Robert. Remember, Robert is going to 11 games in this match. Basdeo's going to 9 games. Player timeout, so All right, the players are back, ready to rack up and continue on with the set. If anyone's just joining, we are watching Basdeo Snoop Dogg Sookhai versus Robert Solano. 11-9 race. Robert going to 11. The score right now is 5-4 in favor of Robert. And this is Max Watanabe in the booth. Snoop was finally able to pocket a ball in the break. It's the first break in since the beginning of the set, I believe, that either player's been able to put down a ball. So ended up with a nice shot on the one as well. Now the two ball was on that right-hand rail as we see it. He wanted to make sure he maintained an angle. So after pocketing the two, he can try to get a little closer to the three. He is able to put it down. Does have a shot here on the three. Now the cue ball does look like it's going to be tracking towards that bottom right pocket. Not necessarily going in, but in that direction. So he may be looking to play position off of that rail into that lower corner. Perfect. A little bit of a bump on the 6 ball, but that did hold him for a shot here on the 4. Was not looking for that bump on the 5. Had he passed it, would have had a much easier shot than this. This is fairly thin and a little bit stretched out, but still available. The question is whether or not he actually wants to shoot this shot. Because of the stretch, he's going through his different options, possibly playing left-handed, looking at a safety option. He's called the bottom right, so he is shooting here, left-handed. And just hangs it up. Very nice opportunity for Robert to try to extend his lead here. With the 5 hanging in the pocket, 6, 7, and 9 all sitting in front of the side pockets. Just going to make sure he has angle on the 9. It looks to be a little straight here, but there's just enough to cheat this slightly and come down for the 10. 2-game lead here. Another dry break from Robert, bringing Snoop back to the table once again. The cue ball and the 1 ball are very close to each other. They are not frozen or that close to touching, but does not look like he has a shot here. Electing for the safety, which was executed very well. I think the jump cue, calling it into the side, is the play here. Tough position to be in. Cue ball frozen on the end rail here. Just about straight in on the 1, so can't really do too much as far as cue ball goes. He's called the top left corner. Looks like he's trying to cross bank the 1. Oh no, my mistake. He's actually trying to cut it in the top left. Wow. Big mistake there because it gives Robert ball in hand. And even though the 1 is tied up, he's going to put him in jail here. And Snoop taking the intentional foul. Giving Robert ball in hand once again. Now with that intentional foul, he did open up all of the balls. And I think that was a little bit of gamesmanship from Snoop. He knows how Robert plays, and he knows he wants to try to run out whenever he can. So I think he figured if he opened up the balls, he's going to try to run out, and maybe he'll make a mistake. Now, this being the case, he does have a fairly easy safety to try to 3-foul Snoop. Does have a couple of balls to try to hide behind. He can try to put the cue ball behind the 9-10. But as he sees it, the offensive opportunity is just too juicy for him to pass up. Right, another player timeout here. I'm currently being joined by the Prince of Karam, Kevin Lee. Hello, Kevin. How are you?
I'm great. I got back from a 2 week break. I feel so tired. I thought when I came here, I didn't recognize these people, man. I forgot everybody. So rusty. How are you, Max? You alright?
I'm doing great. Doing
I heard
great.
you on the camera today. That's why I came here.
That's me. That's me.
This guy's winning.
Yep, the score is 6-4. Robert. And it's 11-9 game. So Robert is going to 11. Snoop is going to 9.
I think I forgot how to play pool.
Basdeo. I should have just went by 3-5. But it was laid out. Good layout. Good layout too. Gotta test my shot.
All right, the players are back. Yeah, Robert just reminding Snoop that he is on 2. Even though he was not able to play safety here. Still would like to remind him of that. And it does look like the 3 is blocked to the top right corner because of the 5. So Snoop electing to play a safety. Just barely getting there with to the rail for a good hit. But it does look like he's left Robert where he's got a kick at this ball. Interesting roll of the balls. Looks like it's left a fairly routine shot here on the 3 in the side. Question mark with this is, where is the cue ball going? You know you're traveling around the rails, but you want to make sure you don't get hooked by the 5. And he's perfect. Now he's looking at where straight in is on the 5. This is one of those situations where you would like to get fairly straight in on the ball because of where the 6 was. Shot that a bit quick and was not able to put it down. And it looks like there may be enough here to cut this 4 in. That was a nice shot, but it does look like he tied up the 9-10. Do not believe the 9 passes the 10 to the upper right. And I don't think you can get your cue ball over there to shoot the 9 in the bottom right. He attempted to open up that 9-10. Actually, might have made it worse. Smart shot there. With the 9 and 10 tied up, it's going to be very difficult to run out here. Unless you can work out some type of angle off of one of these balls to try to break open the 9-10, but nothing lays quite right there for it. That's it's going to be a tough hit either way, but he's definitely not going to be happy with that attempt. Missing the kick is one thing, but he missed that by a pretty good margin there. As I mentioned, that there's not really any easy angles to break open the 9-10, but with ball in hand, I would be looking to shoot the 5 in the top right corner and putting my cue ball just below it, giving myself the angle to go straight into that 9-10. With ball in hand, I can judge that cue ball much better. It looks like he's thinking about what I'm talking about. He's shaking his head a bit there, but he's not in love with it. Oh, he just missed it. Wow. Completely missed everything. Completely missed the 9-10. Went 2 rails and scratched by the 6 in the side. I definitely did not see that coming. But considering he's giving up the table, he should be pretty happy that he did not open the 9-10. Because now Snoop is tasked with trying to open it up. And although the 6 is closer than the 5 was, I feel like this is a worse angle to go into the 9-10. Not that it's the wrong shot, but just that it's a more difficult ball to try to open up the 9-10 with. He went into the 9-10. He caught the 9. Actually did separate the balls a bit, but not very much. Still does not look like the 9 has any pockets. Not sure what he'll be looking for here. There is a cross bank available into the bottom left corner pocket. However, it's the type of shot where if you miss it, you do have a chance to get safe, but there is also a possibility of totally selling out. If you play this bank short into the long rail, then you got a chance to get safe. Like that, but the speed is important. You know, had that speed held up another foot or so, and the nine's in the middle of that rail, no shot. But it ended up going all the way over, and Robert has a shot on it. Ooh. That ball thought about sitting up for a second, but was able to put it down to take what is now the largest lead of the match. 3 games. This is a 7-4 score line now. Wow. And Robert is finally able to put down a ball on the break. Unfortunately, also put down the cue ball. Snoop once again with the ball in hand. Robert is on 1 foul, so he's looking to see if he can play a safety. But the balls are so wide open, it's actually a bit tough to do that. Snoop found a very, very nice safety there, which he executed quite well, rolling the cue ball up in between the rail and the 9. Oh, Robert missed his initial kick. He almost caught it on the way out, which would have been a little bit of a lucky roll, but he did not. Once again, giving Snoop ball in hand. This now puts him on 2 fouls. So Snoop Dogg is looking for a lock up safety here to try to 3 foul Robert. Snoop is informing him that he's on 2 fouls. Third consecutive foul would be loss of game. So he has to do everything in his power to make sure he does not foul here. Now he's got the jump cue in his hand, but he's eyeing up the kick. Trying to see if that makes more sense. All right, well, nice contact there. Nice jump. He was able to get off of a foul and tie up the 1-2 where there's no shot for Snoop. All right, no rail. Snoop was looking for a safety there, but was not able to contact the rail after contact with the object ball. Giving Robert ball in hand, and he's going right for the 110 combination. Try to end this rack. Combination was missed. Combinations are always tough, even with ball in hand, even if they're close. Nice shot on the 1. He's got a reasonably good shot here on the 2 in the side. Now I can't quite see if he has enough of the ball to just roll this in and kind of leave the cue ball in that general area. No, he had a little more angle than that. Elected to go up table. I said before, sometimes Snoop opts for a little bit more of a conservative position play, but when he is a little bit more aggressive with his cue ball, oftentimes he has a little bit better results. I guess commentator cursed there. He was a little more aggressive with the 3 ball there instead of trying to make sure that he had a shot on the 4. He tried to get much closer to it. Ended up hooking himself. To the jump cue. Very nice jump. He was very close to that 6 ball. Snoop does an excellent job of that, clearing over a ball. It's very close like that. Not only that, 4 has rolled up to the 5 where there's no easy pocket available for it. No, Robert was trying to play his cue ball behind that 9 and 10 some way. I ended up missing everything and leaving what looks like a shot here on the 4. He opted for the carom on the 5, with it sitting in front of the side pocket. He's just got to try to pocket this here. Now, it does look like he's pretty straight where he's not going to have much of an opportunity to get his cue ball off the rail. But with the 6 and 9 sitting there like that, he doesn't have too much to worry about. He really just has to focus all his energy on pocketing this ball right now. He's going to have a nice shot on the 9 in the side pocket. Wow, I can't believe he missed that. It did need a little cut, but it was sitting right there. Very surprised he missed that ball. But a very, very fortunate result after missing that ball to leave it 100% behind the 10 ball. Robert calling the bottom right corner. He's going to be kicking one rail at it. And I expect some speed on this. Oh, that was a nice attempt. Didn't miss it by much. And he did play it with some speed. He was looking to get a little bit of a fortunate roll, try to create some distance, maybe leave a tough shot for Snoop. Instead, it looks like he left him almost straight in here on the side with the 10 sitting over the other side pocket. So looks like 2 fortunate rolls in a row for Snoop. Back-to-back shots. But you always need some fortunate rolls to win. You have to play well, but things have to roll for you as well. Score is now 7-5. Robert leading. But this is an 11-9 race. So with that 2-game handicap there, both players are just about dead even with that. Nice safe there. I'm not quite sure if he has this rail to the left of 7 ball. He's eyeing it up as if he might have enough of the rail to be able to kick in and contact the 4. Yeah, he did have enough for that. Once again, Snoop hanging this ball here. You know, on the cut shot, you play it with that soft speed and you're going to introduce some throw. It won't get you every time, but there are situations where you're going to end up undercutting it because of that. Unforced error there. But the ball's wide open. Robert looked to be running out once again. Missed the 9 ball. Right into the side pocket. Doesn't look like there's an offensive shot here. The cut obviously looks too thin, and I don't think that there's a bank available with the 10 there, so looks like he's going to be trying to play safe here. Trying to hide the 9 ball behind the 10. Did a pretty good job of it. but it does look like there is a sliver of the 9 hanging out for Robert to shoot at. This is the type of shot where if you catch this anything but very, very thin, that 9 ball's going to be moving. Was just able to get it thin enough where he didn't leave an open shot, or an easy shot, I should say, on it. There is a long, thin cut on this, but not sure if he'll be going for it. Wow, he went for it. He went for it and actually overcut it. And looked for a second like he was going to get a fortunate roll to send his cue ball all the way down below the shot line for the 9, but looks like Robert has enough to cut this in. Whoa. That is an interesting roll. Nearly scratched cross corner. Hit both points. And actually ended up even better on the 10. Robert once again extending his lead to, or by 3 games. It's now 8-5 scoreline.
Mira, acá estoy ubicando. ¿Dice ubicado acá? ¿Cómo va a estar ahí? Si estoy ubicando acá, ahora está ahí. Ahí está bien. Marca la otra. Yo creo que estaba bueno. Tamaño no ayuda.
That was a tough kick there. Robert narrowly missed that. Snoop with ball in hand at the table. Just going to try to get this 1 ball all the way down table and use the 2, 5, and 10 as cover. Possibly even the 3 as well. And he did both very well. Another narrow miss. So ball in hand once again. Snoop looking to 3 foul. Just trying to show us where he'd like the cue ball to be. Tucked into that 2-5. Well, looks like he got him right up in that 5-2, exactly where he showed us he wanted it to be. Robert now on 2 fouls. And looks to be in a very tough spot. I don't believe he's able to use either of the side rails. He's looking down here at the lower right hand side of the table to see if there's a possible 3-rail kick on it, but it does look like the 10 and some of these other balls are in the way of this. Looks like the 2-rail kick out of the bottom left corner is going to be blocked by the 9 and 7. So this looks like a very difficult spot. Looks like the only chance Robert has is try to 1-rail kick this with the bridge over the 5-2. Wow, very nice attempt. Very nice attempt, but nice attempt is not good enough. That's going to be a 3-foul win for Snoop, bringing the lead back down to 2 games. 8-6. Rob ahead. Very interesting break there. He actually made the corner ball on the 10-ball break straight into the corner pocket. I have never seen that before. Nice safety there from Snoop. Not only controlling the 1 ball, but also the cue ball. Earned himself a nice shot here on the 1. It looks like it's going to be tough to get over to the right hand side of the table to shoot the 3 in the bottom left. And he tried it. He tried to use a lot of inside English. But as you can see, he ended up way short anyway. And there's a little bit of a window here to actually see this one ball, although I don't think he has enough to actually pocket it. So he will be looking for some form of a safety. Most likely thinning this ball and trying to get the cue ball back down table here behind all of his balls. And that's exactly what he did. Rob is looking like he can see an edge of this. If he can, it's just barely. Now he played his cue ball perfect, but just didn't hit the one hard enough. A little harder, and the cue ball and the one ball goes behind the 8, not leaving a shot. Snoop pocketed the 1 off of the kick, but that was not his intended play. So Rob has the option to pass back, which he does. And now Snoop is going to be kicking again. This time he is calling the corner. And just does not get a rail. Don't get straight. I think he's got just the slightest little bit of angle to try to stun up above the 7. Yeah, he was a little straight and he tried to force it. He tried to force it to get the cue ball up there. And he did get the cue ball up there at the expense of pocketing the ball. So Snoop coming to the table with a straight in shot on the 5. A little bit stretched out. And he has to draw the ball back. It's kind of drawn back at least to kind of where he is now. And he's done it. That's just about perfect. Looks like. Just gonna pocket the 6 and maybe punch over an inch or so, just to ensure that he's got a nice shot. Nicely done. And you want to make sure that you have some kind of angle here on the 8. Being dead straight would be problematic. Alright, he played for the side, but even still, made sure that he had a little angle. Gonna try to pull over, get a little closer and straighter on the 9. Now, if he can reach this, should be able to kill this. Try to hold on this side for the 10 in the opposite corner. Snoop pulled out a different shaft for this shot. Looks like it's a carbon fiber shaft. Might be a little bit of a longer shaft as well to help him reach this. Yeah, but he doesn't like it. Looks like he may be going back to his original playing shaft.
Dame 5 pesos. Ya mira cómo la puse, enterita. Dame 5 pesos para yo le iba así, que no me podía dar así. Estaba poniendo 10 y le dije que fuera 5 nada más, que yo que era para un amigo mío. ¿Está bien ahí? No lo veo ahora. Pase, venga, papá. No, que se va. Yo voy a estar pasando vergüenza con una persona.
A lot of hesitation here. Using the bridge is a lot more difficult to feel the speed and angle of your cue ball. And with that, he decided to try to come over for the other side of the 10 ball. For a right-hander, this is not that hard to reach, but wow, the ball skidded. Did you see that? That ball jumped a whole diamond. Big swing there. Big swing there. That was going to pull Snoop within a game. An 8-7 game. Instead, the lead is going to be extended to 3 again, going 9-6.
Yo vi que cayó justo de rotura, loco.
los palos no pueden hablar.
The ball is down. He's got sight on the one. Now the one is near the 10 ball. Doesn't have a clear shot on the one itself, so I know some players would be calling this 10 ball right now. I haven't seen him call it yet, but that did appear to be what he actually was trying. Fairly easy shot on the one, almost straight in, but Snoop is not able to put it down. Wow. What a shot. Great shot by Snoop. Not only was he able to make that combination, but he avoided the kiss as well. The cue ball was going right in front of that 10 ball. Narrowly missed it, which would have thrown off the shot itself. All right, ball down. No shot here on the one. We'll be looking for a safety. Looks like we'll be sending the cue ball down table and using this 4-7. Try to keep the one behind. Wow. I'm not quite sure exactly what he was trying there. Initially, it looked like he was trying what I called, but not with that speed.
¿Está jugando Duco? ¿Está jugando? ¿Está jugando Duco?
Ya ganó, se le partió con algo.
Snoop was going all out to try to make that and get position, but he missed it, and cue ball, fortunately for him, welded up against the 10 here, where Rob is going to have a very difficult time. He's looking at the one rail kick, maybe the only option he has, and just barely misses it.
Yo de pasadía para acá. Bueno, por lo menos no perdí, pero yo vine a eso, yo vine a ganar. Oye, eso es lo que yo perdí jugando con. Tú viste cuando la corrida tuya en el sitio y la de Darwin. Perdí jugando, bueno, yo no fallé bola, yo no fallé en 7, fue por estar inventando. ¿Tú viste? Un 7 fue por estar inventando. Porque si yo te iba a meter una mala mente, dije. Madre. Voy a comer hermano siempre, siempre va a ser. Tira fallo defendido, tira fallo defendido. Eso siempre pasa cuando vas a ver. Me lo dices, eso me pasó hoy. Todo lo que yo jugué me llevaba un poco, me llevaba a un nivel. Yo era el menos nivel. Voy a atrás para acá, me dijo, vamos a tomar. No me gusta probarme, así lo haré, por lo menos que hacer 100. Por lo menos que hacer 100. Muchos quisieran llegar hasta afuera, pero que yo llegué con algo. Intentó solo uno, yo dije, parte 4. Lo que chico hago, mano. Queda empate nada más. No, pero fue porque yo no me compré la calculadora. Ahí le pagaron por eso. Le dieron como sí, le pagaron como 80, creo, por mí. Como 100, por ti le pagaron como 200 y algo. Oye, yo no me pegué la calculadora porque yo, bueno, por eso, además yo anoche perdí un dinero loco, un dinero estúpido. Entonces, si no lo había ganado yo el viernes, lo voy a dejar. Sí, pero a ti tú vamos a ver, por eso es que yo a él le doy como le doy cuando
Nice safety there. Looks like it's welded once again to the 10. It'll be another very difficult hit. This time Rob looking for the 2 rail kick. Going into the, and this is the same 1 rail that he tried before. I would say both are equally tough.
Por lo que les digo, puede tirar todo, porque también tiene defensa. Todas las veces que le quedó ese mismo tiro que tú estás tirando ahora es el truco. Oye, las veces que le quedó ese mismo tiro que tú estás tirando ahora es el truco. Es tipo, ni cerca le daba la bola. Coño. me vendió el día, le compré $50. Por eso que yo,
Oh,
¿sabes?
another very near miss. Very near miss.
Me vendió el día. Y no está bien, no pasa nada. Lo que yo le había ganado el viernes, lo había ganado su amigo Israel, jugando con Jorge. Jorge, él le dio una pata, le dio 9 a Jorge. Y me busqué 450 pesos exactamente. Los minutos. Yo venía para yo venía para todo, me compro yo solo, una fiesta.
All right, a ball in hand for Snoop once again. This time the 2 is very far away from all of the other balls, so very difficult to play safe off of the 2. Snoop is looking to pocket this and see what he can play safe off of the 3, actually. So he's looking to get the proper angle and likely get as close as he can as well, make the safety easier. You can see he's a little unhappy with that. He was looking to draw that back another diamond or so at least.
Tú juegas bien, loco, mano. Tiene un buen toque, familiar. Fíjate que juega con mi carro ese de la casa. ¿Por qué?
Well, Rob is on 2, so Snoop is going to be looking for whatever kind of safety he can manage here.
Derechito para el medio, y viene y queda ahí arriba. Digo yo, no, eso no tiene madre. Mira, no sé si es que le da mucha suerte porque no, todo. Yo estaba cerrado y tú estabas suerte.
I may be shooting the 3 to the right side of the 9 and try to bank that up table, and the cue ball into the left long rail, and then down to the end rail. Use that 6-9 as a blocker. That's what I'm looking at. Let's see if he's thinking the same. No, I did not like this choice. It just didn't look like it laid right. Not that that is a bad shot always, but it just didn't look like it laid quite right the way the ball's set. Oh, another big error here. Hooking himself. This is a big game here. At the moment, the score is 9-7, and this is an 11-9 race, so both players just need 2. One game for either player will put them on the hill. So you'd love to be the one that gets on the hill first. Right now, Rob has the best opportunity to do that at the table with the balls wide open. Oh, a little bit too much draw there. Ended up putting himself over the 10. Not only making the pocket on the 9 much tougher, but also introducing the possibility of fouling as you cue over a ball. Ooh. And it was just enough to cause the miss. not only missing, but hanging it right in the pocket. Snoop is thrilled to be at the table with this kind of layout. Nice easy shot on the 9 with it hanging there, and is able to roll into position nicely. And with that error, that's going to put Snoop on the hill first. The score is 9-8. Snoop only needing one more game, and Rob now needing 2 games.
El tirazo en casa de Daniel. Y viene y vuelve para este lado. Este tipo increíble, loco, como se puso aquella vuelta allá. Ese tipo sí es un apretado grande, Dios mío. Eso no tiene madre, ¿vale? Se hace nuevo de la boca mía. Gracias.
Try break. Try break, but sight on the 1, but it does look like the 2 may be in the way of enough of the ball to pocket it. And Rob had just gotten down, shot at it like he had all of it. It didn't look to me like he had enough to make that. Maybe a little too hasty there. Well, just going to try to get center table here. Maybe a hair to the left. Oh my goodness. Hanging that ball. The ball's laid just right. And he had a nice easy shot, but unable to put it down. Rob back at the table. But I'm not liking the speed at which Rob is shooting right now. He always plays with pace, but he's rushing a little bit too much now, which indicates to me that he's trying to force things. Yeah, he was gifted a great opportunity with Snoop hanging the 2. He really had a chance to try to get out there. Now Snoop back at the table. This is a very difficult shot. Fortunately for him, if he does go ahead and shoot it, position looks like it's going to be fairly natural. The cue ball will be traveling over to the right side rail and then back out to the center. Probably have a pretty decent shot on the 5, but the question is whether he's even going to be shooting at this. He realizes the situation and he doesn't want to give away another easy opportunity, hanging the ball or something to that extent. played it very nicely.
Otro rol.
Oh, another very nice shot. Yeah, you got a slight angle on the 6, but you got a lot of room here. You can either decide to use that angle and go into the rail and back out, or you can try to pinch draw this back. I like going into the rail like that. And the 7 is very close to that corner pocket, so he knew he was going to have a pretty good shot either way. Nice shot. Yeah, pretty straight here on this 7 ball, so the only issue with this is that I think he has to draw the ball back. I don't think he has any other option other than trying to stop it and bank the 9. I don't think that's the right play. So he's got to try to draw this back. And he does. He does. He's got a very nice shot here on the 9. Snoop already on the hill. This would be for the game. Now he's in between angles here. Are you going to come across the 10 in the same pocket? He is. Nice shot. Nice shot. And there it is. Snoop Doggy Dogg, winner, with a final score of 9-9.